David Moyes will be given money to spend to carry on strengthening his squad. Mark Noble, Yarmolenko, Fredericks, and David Martin are all going to be leaving at the end of their contracts come the end of the month. Some youth players are going to be heading out the door, and that's without West Ham selling any other players, which there are several linked to be going out of the club. Diop, Vlasic, and Benrahma, just to name a few. And here is what's happening on today's show. Welcome back to the West Ham Network. I am Anton. I hope you are all safe and well. If you are new around here, please hit that subscribe button. We're on the march towards 20,000 subscribers. So you just click that subscribe button. Beside that, there's a little bell notification as well. If you hit that bell notification, that will notify you when our shows do go live. We're coming back to you again with loads and loads and loads of content coming out. And today I thought I'd do something a little bit different, which is what West Ham need to do this summer. We're linked with so many players. Players are linked to be leaving the club left, right, and centre. So it is relentless, and that's the word of the summer. Relentless transfer speculation. But we're going to have to dip our toes into the transfer market. Players every single day are popping up, you name it. And so you've just got to keep your eye on the channel. We'll bring you the news as soon as we know. Yesterday, I did a story on Sarr and Dennis from Watford about a double deal that I could see potentially actually West Ham getting involved in, or one of those two players coming in the way. But go and check that video out that I did yesterday. Let me know your thoughts on that. I did a Hammers Headlines special on 3 of the youth players that are linked to be going out of the club. Sonny Perkins, Longello, and Alessi. But hopefully West Ham see the right, thing and see if we can start to, breed some of these players through into the first team squad. However, I'll get started on today's show, which is one of the sagas of the summer will be about the future of Declan Rice. And that's what it's always been about, really, over the last couple of months. And West Ham made it clear that we're not going to sell him this summer. But you would think we would find it difficult if we were to turn down an offer in the region of 100 million plus or more. But that is yet to be seen whether that will happen. And I don't think that will happen. Rice has got 2 years left on his contract, of course. And West Ham do have the option of extending it by a further year to the summer of 2025. Now, what we do know so far is West Ham want to sign Rennes defender Naif Aguerd, and a deal for the centre-back looks like it's happening sooner rather than later, as we are expecting him in London to do his medical, and we think that will get announced over the next couple of days. We're also expecting West Ham to make sure that Areola gets over the line, because it looks like we've agreed in principle everything that needs to be agreed. We just need to tie up some of the finer details, and hopefully we'll announce the double signing of Areola and Aguerd as soon as possible. And that gets the ball rolling. That will start the whole process moving forward. We've heard we're interested in Hull City forward Keane Lewis Potter as well. Let me bring some of these images up for you. As you know, we spoke about Areola, we spoke about Aguerd, we've got Ward-Prowse we've been linked to. The difference between West Ham bringing Ward-Prowse in or not is the fact that he's going to have that English international premium on him, and that will be probably upwards of 50 million quid, and I just don't know if West Ham are going to be paying that amount of money for him. We know about the saga with Jesse Lingard. We know Moyes wants to bring him in, but we have to wait and see. We're hearing rumours here, there, and everywhere that he doesn't want to come, but we're not too sure. So we have to see how this one plays out. We do know we've put in a little maybe cheeky offer for Lewis Potter, and I can see this one potentially coming over the line. A nice, young, enthusiastic player. We'll talk about age in a minute in terms of footballing terms. We know we're in the market for a striker, and we need to bring someone in to support Antonio, who I'll talk about in a second. So we're talking about Emmanuel Dennis. We're talking about Broja, who was on loan at Southampton from Chelsea last season. And last but not least, another link today coming out is Januzaj. You know, we all know him from his time at Manchester United under David Moyes. You know, apparently West Ham are interested in bringing him in. He's a Belgium international. He's 27, and he's going to be leaving Real Sociedad this summer because his contract expires later this month. He provided 5 goals and 3 assists this season and helped them finish 6th in the Liga to qualify for next season's Europa League. He famously burst onto the scene at Manchester United during the 2013 and 14 season when David Moyes was in charge, scoring 5 goals and providing 8 assists in 38 games. But it was an awful season for Manchester United back then as they finished 7th, which is something that they weren't used to. And that was the first campaign of Sir Alex Ferguson's retirement. But since that, Januzaj's gone on and he's done reasonably well in his career in Spain. So he went on loan to Borussia Dortmund and Sunderland, and he played with Moyes at Sunderland as well. But he did rebuild his career at Sociedad, and he earned himself a spot in the World Cup squad for the 2018 World Cup. Now, it looks like we could be in for a deal for him, and I don't know what your actual thoughts are on him. He doesn't fill me with huge amount of excitement and joy, but trust in Moyes is what I say. But let me move on. So what did the stats say about West Ham? Now, this is an interesting one. Only relegated Watford and Burnley fielded older teams than West Ham in the Premier League last season. So David Moyes will be looking for younger prospects to complement his experienced stars. Look at that there for you there. West Ham were third in behind Burnley and Watford. The average age is in between 28 and 29 years old of that squad. And if you just work your way all the way down to that league to the bottom there, and the average age of Arsenal's squad is under the age of 25. And there's a jump between them and Brentford, but as you can see, everyone's in and around there. But West Ham, Watford and Burnley obviously have the older crew. And then on top of that, you had Mickey Antonio, who enjoyed a brilliant beginning of the season with 6 goals in as many games, but fatigue seemed to get the better of him. He's not played more minutes for West Ham since 2015. In fact, he played more minutes in all competitions this season than in both of his previous seasons combined. And regardless of our Europa League commitments this term, Antonio still played more minutes in this season's Premier League than in all competitions in any other season since 2016. And even when he is fit, he doesn't always take the majority of chances that has come his way. Since he was converted to a forward in 2019, he has underperformed his expected goals in all 3 campaigns. In that period, only Brighton forward Neil Maupay has underperformed his expected goals more than Antonio, but still not taking anything away from Antonio because his work rate and everything else that he adds to the team is phenomenal and it has been vital to West Ham's rise. But converting his chances in the league, that is where the bread and butter is. That is what we need to do as a club. So what has David Moyes said in the past? He said, we'll try to add to the squad if we can, but we really have a good team at the moment. If we get another couple of players, we will do that. But I don't think it matters whether we're in the Europa League or the Conference League. We'll embrace either. Overall, and he was talking about the Brighton game at the last game of the season, that was to go by. We have to do a lot more than I first thought. I want to make more memories, but I'll need to do much better than that. And I won't make more. So the players, and I won't make many more mistakes, he's saying. So the players are going to have to up themselves from that performance. So what should we do this summer? So us West Ham fans, expectant West Ham fans, we're bemoaned at the lack of action in the winter window, given we still had quite a lot to play for in the season. So bank on much more proactiveness this summer. We've got inflated prices kicking about from clubs and players moving in January, although West Ham missed out on a handful of legitimate targets, and it wasn't for the lack of trying, what we're led to believe, as multiple attempts were either buffed out or dismissed. So a lot of transfer talk has centered around Declan Rice in recent months, and that's to expected after the seasons he's had. We're going to have to expect that. But West Ham have little need to offload our star midfielder. And because now Mark Noble is retired, Alex Kroll could be heading back away from the club. Rice has officially been handed the captain's armband. It would take a stupid and crazy offer to try and drive a wedge between West Ham and the England international at this point in time. But Noble himself had put out an admission by saying we were minimum three short of the player that we need to try and target the big 6 next season. I think it's a bit more than 3, but considering we've lost 4 and there's more potentially going out the door. But we do know that centre-back's a problem area. Craig Dawson's 32. Ogbonna is 34. Diop's future is uncertain. We've had the problems with Zuma. So a mid-season defensive injury crisis also threatened to derail our season, which could make it a key area of focus, which is why we're looking to bring Aguerd in, and fingers crossed he can really make a difference. But David Moyes, listen, I still think he'll be kicking about with the Jesse Lingard saga until the moment Jesse Lingard's not picked up a West Ham shirt and signed for somewhere else. I think he's going to be there or thereabouts for trying to come to West Ham. Well, and there is a void up front for us. Much of the progress under David Moyes' direction in recent years will be reversed if we can't maybe get strength and depth. We need the strength and depth. We need players that can convert chances and put that ball into the back of the net. And we are crying out for someone, maybe like a consistent striker or consistent goal scorers, more goal scorers in that team, more tricky players, you name it. We need strength and depth in this team. It's vital, it's important, and it's what I think we need to do. So many links to so many players, but this week I fully expect West Ham to tie up the deals for Areola, tie up the deal for Aguerd. That gets the ball rolling. We've brought 2 players in, and let's get the rest of them in. If you have enjoyed today's content, please make sure you do subscribe to the channel, hit the thumbs up, leave a comment in the comment section from what I've gone on about. Join us at 5 o'clock for the Hammers headlines, and we will see you then. Come on, you Irons.
It's like a family tree.